Hey, it's Spence C, and welcome to another Building in Public. It is January the 8th. It's 1:35 p.m. in California time, and it's number 10. Been doing these 10 days straight now. And the reason why I'm doing this is because 2025 for me is the year of consistency. My name is Spence C. I'm a musician and entrepreneur, and on these videos, I'm going to be sharing what I've learned over the 20, 30 years I've been a musician. I've been in the music business, and I'm also going to be doing this just to keep myself regular, keep myself consistent. And part of the daily video ritual is to drink water because, like me, if you're over 50 and watching this, it's important to stay hydrated. It's important to really look after your body, isn't it? So, this is for me also to stay hydrated and make sure I'm drinking enough water each day. So, this is almost a litre. Obviously, it's not enough for a whole day, but it's definitely enough for the next few hours. So if you want to join me, you can get your drink, press pause, get the drink, come back, press play, drink with me. Here we go. Ooh, good. Oh, I feel better already. Mm. Okay, so today's video is about it's never too late to start a music career. It's music marketing tips for the over 50s. I'm qualified for this because I'm over 50. I'm a musician, I'm an artist. I've been in the music business a long time. I've done different things in the music business and I've been a professional musician for the last 10 plus years, right? So, why never too late to start. So, let's say you're like me, you're over 50. Let's say you've had music as a hobby for a long time, but now you want to step forward, take it up a level, and start making money from it, have it as a career. Now, just start is the most important thing, and it's very simple advice, obviously, but just get out there and start. Where you should start if you're a live musician, obviously, there's lots of different ways to start. So, for me, for example, I was a live musician. My story is that I was a busker in about 2014. I started busking, and that pretty much was my full-time gig for a few years. And I just went out there with a guitar and started playing. It's as simple as that. Now, if you're a musician, maybe you play a guitar, maybe you're a singer-songwriter in that way, maybe you play a piano. If you play like a bass, for example, so you're not maybe playing a lead instrument, that can still work. You just have to be creative around it. So, I mean, I am a big advocate for busking as a good way of starting. Now, you don't have to do that if you're like a non-performing songwriter, for example, and you want to get your songs recorded by other artists, then obviously that's a different path that you need to take. But, just when I say just start, I mean literally just take what you think is the next logical step to do. So for me, it was I want to play, I want to be a live musician and be paid to play live. So that was my MO, and that's why I started busking, because that's, for me, I don't know if there's a quicker way of doing it than that, a quicker way to get instant feedback, quicker way to get instantly paid, quicker way to play in front of an audience. I don't think there is one. If you're booking a gig or doing an open mic, you have to book in, you have to wait, you have to, there's hurdles along the way. So busking is the simplest way to do that I know of. So if you're non-performing, for example, obviously that's a different thing. You need to reach out to producers, maybe buy some beats, start writing top line on top of that and putting it out on social media. Again, that's the quickest way of doing it. So why, if you're over 50, what you have as an advantage is you have a lot of life experience. And if you're an artist, you know the best songs are born out of life experience, sometimes very hard life experience, maybe a lot of loss, heartbreak, challenges that you've had to face along the way. So the more stories you have as a 50-year-old, the better, in theory, your art will be. you have a lot more experience to draw from. So that's one advantage. If you look at people like C60, for example, I think he was like in his 60s when he got big. He'd been playing a lot longer than that, and I think he was just busking along the way, sort of playing very like a homemade guitar somewhere, and just sort of got picked up from there. So you just don't know until you start, you don't know where these things are going to go. So that's one good thing. The other good thing about being over 50, and what an advantage of being over 50 as a musician, is that you have a lot more focus, theoretically. So my position, for example, I'm father of two daughters, one 17 and one 1 year old. So massive gap in between, doing the whole baby thing all over again. My time is very limited. So the bit of time that I do have, I'm very focused on doing what moves the needle the most. And so if you are in that position, if you're over 50, you've got a family, and your time is limited, then your free time will be hyper focused. You might have more disposable income. That's another advantage. You might be the other side of the family thing. Maybe all your kids have grown up and gone. Maybe you're divorced. Maybe you've got been made redundant, and now you've got loads of free time and extra money. That's a great time to start a music career if you don't need the money. If you don't need it, you're not relying on it from day one to bring you income in. If you've already got like a good job and you can focus time on it, or you've been made redundant, you've got a big redundancy package, or you've just saved up a lot of money and you've retired early. That's a great. You might be in the forces. There's police people, the fire service in the UK, they retire at 50 with a good pension. So that could be you. You've got all the time to then focus on your music. So being over 50 is just the beginning, and there's so many distribution channels available to you now as an artist, where 10, 20 years ago they just weren't there, or the gatekeepers, and the costs were prohibitive for most people to start. Now you can record something. You can even put out vinyl the same day. You could do a live recording at a gig, let's say, for example. You record it live, and you can put that up on your it's called Elastic Stage, and I'm going to put the link down below. Put it up on your profile as a recording, and somebody could buy that as a vinyl record. You don't keep the inventory. It's drop shipped to the customer, and you get the profits. And also you get chart consideration as well if you sell enough records. So you can set up your own record label pretty much in a day. And if you click the link down below, you follow the instructions there, you can get started with that straight away. So, that was unheard of 10, 20 years ago. You couldn't do it. You can get your music out on YouTube. You can get your music out on all the social media platforms instantly. You can get it out on Spotify. You might have to wait a little while for that to happen, but almost there's no barrier now to entry, which obviously makes it more saturated because the barrier is so low. Anyone can be a music artist nowadays. So, but the distribution channels are there for you. You just need to know how to work them. And it's about art. And as we said before, if you're over 50, you've got more stories, you might have more time, you might have more disposable income, you might be more focused. And what I found coaching people over 50, they're more teachable. Young kids, they think, and I'll include myself in this when I was a youngster, you can't tell them anything because they think they know everything. And so there's an arrogance to youth, isn't there? And so a lot of younger people aren't as teachable as I think older people. Like me, for example, if you've been this long in life, you might think, I just want to I just want to listen to someone who's actually been there and done it and take it on board. And I found that the most teachable people are older people. That's just me. And I'm sure younger people are teachable as well, but that's my experience. So being teachable is an asset. So all these reasons why being over 50 shouldn't be anything but a positive thing when you're an artist. And so I hope this encourages you. I hope this gives you some hope. And if you are looking for support, if you are looking to, maybe you're at a point where you're like, okay, Spence, I've got, maybe I'm at this position. I've just been made redundant, or I've got my own business, or I've retired, and I've got the money, I've got the time, or I don't know where to start. I'm overwhelmed with all this advice on where to go and what to do. if you feel like you need a session where you just want to thrash it out with somebody and just dive deep into your own story and to really sort of dig down into your own personal circumstance and what really makes you tick, what is your kind of vision, what is your story, you as an artist, and you really want to put that together in a package that is um, bespoke to your life circumstances and a goal that is specific to you, and you need that help to just get laser focused on that, and that support and a blueprint mapped out for you to guide you along the way, and someone to help you along those way down the runway until you take off. If that's you and you want that support, then click the link down below, book a call, let's get you started. I've worked with several people in this situation, that exact situation I was telling you about, and they're off and they're running. And sometimes that's all someone needs is just a quick session, maybe an hour, just to go over it and get that blueprint going and then just start it. And this is the perfect time, January, the beginning of a new year. It's the perfect time to really get started on something, to map out the blueprint for the rest of the year, and make 2025 the year that you start, and not just start, but you keep going. Maybe it's 2025 is the year that you restart. Maybe you started last year and then you got stuck in the weeds and got overwhelmed and gave up. January is the best time to make a restart. Forget all that, it's in the past. Start again. We can start again as many times as we want. There's never it's never too late to start. If you can fog a mirror, if you've got breath in your body and you've got the desire, then you can start your music career. And nobody knows where it's going to go. No one can predict this, because as you know, you're only one song away from having everything changed. One song getting picked up by somebody, one song going viral, one song that connects to somebody in a way that then sets off another chain of events. And it's not all about monetary success. Of course, we need money to survive, but a lot of music is about connecting to people in an emotional way. And a lot of the moments that I've had, the best moments I've had in my music career, have been when people have approached me after I've played live or they've heard my music, and they've had tears in their eyes, genuine. These are men as well, so tears in their eyes, saying, wow, I really needed to hear that today. Thank you for playing. That really helped me. I was in a dark space, and you've really helped me. Give me some hope. And I've had several of these genuine, connections. People approach me, and just thinking the amount of people who were affected by your performance or your music, but didn't have the courage to go up and speak to you. There's probably many more out there that had that, but these few people that did come out and speak to you, that's, that for every one of those, there's probably 100 that have been affected by your music, but didn't make the connection with you. So there's all those reasons. Being an artist, being a musician is a gift. It can sometimes feel like a burden, but once you start putting the music out there, and once you start sharing it with the world and doing what you should be doing, what you've been put on this earth to do, then once that starts happening, you get that feedback and you get that connection, and then that will drive you through any sort of potential roadblocks. That will push you through that, connecting back to why you're doing this in the first place. And if you keep going with that, things will open up and things will happen. We're talking cosmically now. These things, the universe, God will bring you these things once you start putting yourself out there. But it all starts with that, you starting and making that decision to go, yes, I'm not going to let age be a barrier. I'm not going to compare and despair. I'm on my own path here, and this is where I'm going. And I don't know where it's going to lead, but I'm going to enjoy every step of the way. And that's what being an artist is. Anyway, I've gone way over my usual 10 minutes here, because this is something that really needs talking about. I think it's a big subject for a lot of people my age, over 40s, over 50s, who can easily get discouraged from being in the music industry. And I'm here to say, don't. It's not an easy path by any stretch. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying it's worth it. And I'm saying if you don't do it, you won't feel fulfilled. That's my personal opinion. Anyway, enough from me. If you want to work with me, the connection, the link is down below. in the description. And also, if you want to start your own record label, you want to start your own vinyl store today, click that link as well. I'll see you tomorrow. Be prosperous.